Hello and welcome to Legalese. My name is Vincent Perryman and I am a local attorney with the law offices of J. Vincent Perryman. Each month, Legalese focuses on a wide range of legal issues and topics. Today's show covers nursing home abuse and neglect. With us now is Russell Lewis, a local attorney. Rusty, thanks for being with us today. You know, we always hear about the different ads and stuff that we see on TV about nursing home cases, and I always think of this as an area of law that as we get more and more of the baby boomers going into nursing homes and things of that nature, that we see more about it. But I'm not sure, myself, what it all encompasses, and I'm not sure most of the people out there are aware of, you hear about it, but what are we talking about when we talk about nursing home cases?
Well, thank you for having me, Vince. This is a topic that's wide-ranging, and I'd like to start with what the appropriate role of a nursing home is in today's society. Nursing homes are places where people can reside that require a high level of care or constant care, more care than they can receive at home. Nursing home abuse or neglect can be a wide range of things. It really encompasses any and every way that someone in a nursing home is either mistreated or is not treated in the manner in which they need to be treated. People generally go to nursing homes when they require assistance with their activities of daily living, or ADLs, eating, bathing, changing clothes, getting around. It's hard for people to maintain a residence if they require constant assistance with their ADLs. And a nursing home has nurses and staff that are there 24 hours a day to assist someone.
Okay, so with that, as far as it would be that basically a nursing home didn't meet their duty of care.
It can be a lot of different things, but in a nutshell, yes, a nursing home, when it commits something that we would refer to as abuse or neglect, essentially they just don't meet the standard of care that is expected of them in the community. Okay. We as the citizens of the community establish what the standard of care is, in addition to the laws and regulations of the state of Tennessee and the federal government. We have certain expectations for our nursing homes, and the state of Tennessee and the federal government do as well. They've issued a list of rules, regulations, and laws that they expect that these facilities will comply with in order to keep their doors open and receive the funding which they do.
So in a way, it's no different than, I guess a good analogy would be, if you're violating a traffic law, someone pulls you over and cites you. Well, in this situation, this is a private cause of action to make sure that the industry is doing right, and with it, is there state action that goes along with it?
There can be both. It can both be a private cause of action or an action that's brought by the state or federal government to enforce the laws and regulations which these facilities are bound to comply with. What I do as a private attorney is I represent individuals who have either been the victim of abuse or neglect, or their families. I have seen instances where the state has come in and taken action against these facilities when they do not comply with their requirements.
Okay, so in a typical sort of one of these nursing home cases of abuse or neglect, how does it generally arise? Because the person is bound to the nursing home, I would assume, and they're not necessarily going to be able to get out and go visit with an attorney or something like that.
Unfortunately, I rarely have the opportunity to represent someone who is still with us. Most of the time, when I'm interacting with a client for a nursing home case, it's after something has happened to a loved one. Quite often, people don't understand what their loved one is going through in a nursing home for various reasons. One of them is the reason that they're there in the first place is quite often the family member doesn't have time to devote to care for the nursing home resident. And that's the reason that they go to the nursing home, because the daughter or son or husband or wife has to maintain a job to keep a roof over their head. So they place their loved one in a nursing home where they expect to get care 24 hours a day and the care that they need. Too often what we see is after the fact someone realizes my loved one didn't receive the care that they were supposed to get.
Okay. And that's, in general, you know, what we're talking about here is something that may lead to, it basically would shorten the life expectancy of your loved one in the nursing home. That's what.
Nursing home abuse or neglect can do that. It's a very wide topic. There are many instances of abuse or neglect that, even as an attorney, I cannot assist someone with. As you may be aware, there are certain things that we have to have in a case before we can bring a lawsuit. And we're very selective about the cases that we prosecute. That is why the state action that you mentioned is so important. Many times what happens to this nursing home resident will be something that the court system isn't the appropriate mechanism for addressing the problem. The state of Tennessee and the federal government both have helplines that you can call into to report issues of abuse or neglect that you may not be able to address through the court system.
Okay. So what are some examples of what would give rise to a cause of action for the abuse or neglect?
Well, quite commonly what I see in my practice is medication errors. I see people who suffer from infections, unnecessary infections, people who develop bed sores, people who become contracted, people who suffer wrongful death. Those are the most common areas in which we see nursing home lawsuits. Some very common nursing home failures that are better addressed through state actions would be failure to meet the nursing home residents' rights. Tennessee has a statute that's referred to as the Tennessee Nursing Home Residents' Rights Act. And the Residents' Rights Act enumerates a lot of rights that the nursing home resident has. For example, if you have a couple, a married couple, they have the right to have a room together if the nursing home has facilities that will allow for that. You have the right to privacy. Your dignity should be intact in a nursing home, and these regulations are designed to give the people the rights that they deserve and that are important to them.
Okay, we'll talk more about this, continue our discussion when we return.